Hey y'all, I'm Danny, and this is Heard. Hi guys, welcome back to Heard the Podcast. I am your host Danny, and I'm joined by my producer per usual. What's your name? Well, his name isn't per usual. I'm joined by him per usual.
My name is per usual.
What if that's a cool producer name though? Per usual.
Per usual.
Like I make hits per usual. That could be your tagline.
Per usual, that's a new name. Bet.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Per usual.
Yeah, I like that.
My name's per usual, not J-Rob. Per usual.
Anywho, yeah, so we're back for another week. So I actually a lot of like uploads and stuff like that were delayed over the last like week or so because I had a lot going on. J-Rob, me and Shayla lost our grandfather recently.
Bro?
Yeah, he just passed away. Yeah, he had stomach cancer, and he had stomach cancer, fatal, terminal stomach cancer, right. And he's an older, he's in his like late 80s. Because when they found the stomach cancer, it was pretty like far along, and the doctor gave him the choice of going through with the surgery or not, and he chose not to go through with the surgery. Right. And it's understandable because they're older and like they can't take a lot of that stuff all the time, those surgeries and stuff like that. And then the recovery of it is just uncomfortable. So
how old was he?
86.
Oh yeah. Dang.
Yeah, so he declined the surgery, and that was like, we found out that he had stomach cancer back in like March. It was in March. Mm-hmm. Her father and her father's wife. Oh, well, I'm saying that. My aunt and my uncle. I'll say that. My aunt and my uncle. Right? I don't know why I can say that. So my aunt and my uncle, they take care of my grandparents. Okay. They have like a facility built in their basement. For sure. And they have like at-home nurses come in and help with my grandparents. My uncle had already moved them in with him, so they were already being taken care of. But yeah, my grandfather just passed away, and so now it's just my grandmother. So I have two grandfathers that are now passed away. My first grandfather that passed away, he passed away when I was really, really little. I don't really have any like memories of him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, my other grandfather, my mom's dad, has been in my life, all my life. And, we would go over grandma and grandpa's house. That's where all the cousins would be at. And like, sure. A lot of the memories would be there. And, and we're having the funeral so I have to cancel next Saturday. That's sure. Yeah. We're having the funeral around that time. So yes.
Condolences.
Yeah. So we're hanging in there. We already kind of like conditioned ourselves to like get to this moment because it was terminal cancer. Right. and he just wasn't doing well. My uncle, he was becoming unresponsive because he passed away, and like he was showing signs of unresponsiveness, and then that same week he passed away. So one day our uncle called all the cousins and stuff to come to the house because he wasn't responsive. Like he couldn't open his eyes fully. He knew that you were there. He can touch you and stuff. He could talk to you, but he couldn't like really open his eyes up for real to talk to you. And like he just was laying down. He was just weak, and he wasn't as responsive as he was. Right. Even like a couple of days ago, like he was up and stuff, but then like 2 days later he was like unresponsive, like not as responsive. And then 3 days after that he stopped breathing. Mm-hmm. So we came over and we saw him before he passed away, and then like that was a Monday, and then later on that week he passed away. So we all came back over the house that day when he passed away, and then it was late at night. We all went back to the house, and we just waited for the people at the funeral to come and pick up his body. Right. So I guess when you're at home, at like an at-home hospice, like you don't have to, because how does that usually work when you pass away? I guess when you pass away at a hospital, they they store you somewhere in the hospital. But I guess if you pass away at home, I guess the funeral home can come and pick you up.
Yeah. I
guess that's how that works.
Yeah.
Okay, they come and pick up the body. Right. The funeral home. Right. Okay. Yeah, so they decided where they want to have the funeral, and they decided some stuff, and so yeah, I'm gonna actually take off of work that week as well. Yeah, so yeah, that's what happened. So rest in peace.
Facts.
He lived a long, good life. This is my grandmother. She battled cancer twice. She survived it twice. She had breast cancer, then she had colon cancer. So she beat that So hopefully nothing else, she's also in her late 80s. So hopefully nothing else, happens. She just, they are like my mother's parents. They are deep, deep, deep Christians. So she was just like, she's sad, but she's also like, I'm going to see him again in heaven. Like her faith is in God. Facts. First and foremost. So it's just like, okay, I'm going to see you in heaven. I'm going to see you again in heaven. You know what I mean? So, oh man, I'm clapping because, making it to an old age is a blessing.
Yeah, celebration of life.
Yeah, so me and Shayla's grandfather just passed. Anywho, so yeah. Anyway, again, thank you guys again for tuning in to Heard the Podcast. I am your host Danny, and you can find Heard the Podcast on all podcast streaming platforms. That is iHeart, Google, Apple, Spotify. We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. HER_D the podcast. We're on TikTok, Heard Pod, HERDPOD. So make sure you follow up on there. All of our clips and stuff are going to be on there. But yeah, this past week I was delayed in the uploads. I was delayed in the uploads. It was that because I had to stop. I had to I live in Baltimore and they live in PG County, so I would have to. Oh shit, he's not responsive. Okay, let me go down there. Right. That's an hour drive. Let me go down there. And that's plus I'm working as well. So it was just it's that, and then like, oh my gosh, like TMI, but ladies, when that menstrual kicks in, like I just have like, I guess since I'm getting older, I guess of course my body is changing, so I guess my body, when it becomes that time of the month, because usually we have like those telltale signs, those PMS signs or whatever, and this time like I was just, because usually I can feel the cramps coming and then that's when I know, but this last couple of months I didn't have any cramps. I just knew, I just felt my body, I felt my uterus starting to shed, so that's when, you know what I mean. So but this time like I was just, when it came to, for this time I experienced like a lot of fatigue before it came, and like I was just really tired. It was the past week, it was just hard for me to get out the bed. It was hard for me to sit up and like focus. Like I had to keep taking naps, and like I just had the urge to take naps all day, and I felt like, okay, that was definitely a sign of the period coming, because it definitely came. So cheers to having periods. The uterus is still up and running. It's still, you know what I'm saying, like when it, it's under maintenance right now. That means the uterus is under a reboot right now, and when it's I
gotta change, gotta oil change.
You call my menstrual cycle the oil change?
Nah.
Is that what you calling it?
Just
I say a reboot, not an oil change. It's a reboot. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. I'm saying like the more accurate analogy for a menstrual cycle is, I say reboot. Like you're restarting your computer. It's a restart. An oil change is crazy.
Dusting off. Saying
I guess like it was like like a cycle. It's more like a cycle.
All right.
That's why I say like reboot, because it's more like a cycle. Oil change is not like a cycle to me. I mean, I guess an oil change is like a cycle, I guess, because like your uterus is shedding when you're having your period, because like you guys know anatomy, like your uterus is shedding because you're not pregnant, because there's no egg that attached to you and nothing's being fertilized. So each month it sheds because there's nothing there. But one day, hopefully, there will be something there one day for me, and I hopefully I do miss a period one day, and it's a good news, you know what I mean. Why are you laughing, J-Rob? You don't want me to miss a period?
I didn't say that.
Like, what the fuck is that? Why it was funny? What's funny about getting pregnant?
Nah, it was just the way you said it, the way you brought it in.
What?
The way you brought it in. I just hope I don't get one day.
Imagine me having kids, J-Rob. Isn't that crazy? Like, imagine, like, what do you think my kid would be like?
I don't know.
If I had a boy, what do you think? This guess. This by knowing me. If I had a boy, what do you think my boy would be like? And then if I had a girl, what do you think my girl would be like?
I don't know. They'd probably be chill. I think they'd be.
You think my kids would be chill?
A little bit chill, but but with the mouth at the same time.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really? What about my daughter?
It's probably gonna be the same, but she's gonna be like hyper though. She's gonna be like,
You think my daughter will be hyper?
Yeah, like more engaged, more open to meeting new people. And shit.
Really? Yeah. But my son will be chill.
Yeah, probably chill.
But he'll have a mouth.
Yeah.
Man, watch out.
Fuck this shit.
Man, watch out.
Yeah, they probably won't give a fuck about a lot of things. I don't know.
Really? My kids? I feel like your kids will be quiet as fuck. Mute. Just observing and just like, seeing what's happening first before they like, decide to, have a personality type shit.
Oh no,
they'll have personality. Yeah, I think your kid will be quiet, but they'll have like a funny sense of humor, and like once you get to know him, he'll be talkative. But when he's around strangers, he doesn't talk. Like you won't. Like your son probably would never say hi to you first. You have to say hi to him first.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many kids you want, J-Rob?
Like 8.
How many boys and girls do you want?
It can be split. It can be like 2-2, 4-4, 1-1. 1-1 is cool. I'm cool with 1 and 1.
Oh, like 2 kids?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Oh, okay.
But if it gets more, it is what it is. Quintuplets, triplets and shit.
How do you like? So when you like girls, J-Rob, how do you approach girls that you like? I never seen it before. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? Like, tell me.
Let's just be chill. I'll be chilling.
No, but like, if you see a girl that you're interested in, how would you approach her? Like, what would you say?
What would I say?
Yeah, I'm curious.
I don't know. It's just all in the moment. It's just a moment thing. It's whatever I feel in the moment or whatever.
Hypothetically, J-Rob, it's hypothetical. Like, come on, hypothetical.
If she say something to me, I'll be like, oh, bet. What's up? How you doing?
No, so she has to flirt with you first? Nah. So you can't just be outgoing like, oh, like, hey, like, nice to meet. Like, what do you do, J-Rob, when you're interested in women?
I might do that.
J-Rob, okay, what would you do? Okay, I got to paint it for you. Okay.
All right, so in person is different.
I'm asking in person. What would you do
on social media or whatever?
J-Rob, okay, fine. Okay, wait. Okay, I'll do it for you. J-Rob, okay, J-Rob, fine. My name is Melissa. Right, my name is Melissa, and okay, I'll give. Okay, so let's do this because now I gotta fucking paint a damn picture for this man. Okay, so you're in a session, right? You're in a session, and someone that you're recording, it's at the end. It's almost at the end of their session. They're about to wrap up their session, and one of their friends comes in to come and pick them up. And y'all, of course, like when the session is wrapped up, there's some downtime. You have some time to chit chat or whatever, right? So the person that you're recording is off in the recording booth. They can't hear you, but they're wrapping up, but they can't hear you outside. And their friend comes in. Right, their friend's name is Melissa, and you're interested in Melissa. Melissa has a nice personality, whatever, and you're interested in Melissa. So if you're interested in Melissa, how would you go about talking to Melissa and asking her out on a date? Like, how would you do that?
Oh, it just naturally happens.
Melissa sees you. You're interested in Melissa. Melissa sees you. You can tell by her body language that she's interested in you too. Right. So now, when it comes to you talking and verbalizing your interest in Melissa and possibly asking her out on a date, how would you do that, J-Rob?
I don't say none of that.
It don't matter. Okay, what would you verbalize to? Because you keep pissing me off. Answer the motherfucking question.
It's rage bait. Okay,
what would you say to Melissa if you wanted to get to know her and date her and ask her out on a date? How would you do that? How would you court Melissa when you want to talk to her?
Like, hey, Melissa, like we most likely be having a convo.
Yes, duh, because she's with a friend.
Interest, stuff like that.
Right, you're talking,
like,
chat.
I like this, bam. Oh, yeah, let's go here. Let's go here one day. That thing.
Oh, you would say that to like, oh, like I like this, so you'd be like, oh, let's go. Yeah. We should go here. So how would you do it?
Oh, cool. You like that? Cool. Let's go. How would you feel if we go here? Or have you ever been to this place? Do you want to go to this place? Things like that. But it just
okay, so that's basically you asking her out on a date. Okay, and she says yes. Y'all exchange numbers, and that's how you guys do it. That's all I wanted to fucking know. God
I just wanted to rage bait you real quick.
Pissing me off. Shit.
I'm sorry. I rage bait.
I had to get my rotors changed. I'm always having to spend fucking money that I wasn't planning on fucking spending.
Your car's crazy.
It's not crazy. It's just I guess around this time I have to get shit changed and shit.
Is this normal since you had a car?
What?
Like this period of time, like summertime, going into winter.
But having to pay for changes and stuff?
No, just like your car maintenance and shit like that.
Huh?
Since you had the car maintenance.
What about it?
Like, is this like the time of sometimes the time of the year, like say if you had said.
So this is my problem. This is the thing with the oil change from last episode.
Okay.
I wait until there's a problem before I'm actually. I don't have a routine. I don't have a routine for my vehicle, and that's the problem.
Okay. Yeah.
That's when I had the random issues arise. But I'm not gonna. So when I'm telling this story, I'm not gonna be too specific because I don't get nobody in trouble. Because what he did was. Whatever. Anyway, so no. So this is what happened. So this is what happened. So this guy I met at a repair place, I wanted to get my rotors replaced, but I already got my brake pads. Done like recently.
Right.
And so like when I called up to the place, I'm like, hey, how much does it cost for you guys to change out my rotors? I just need my rotors changed. My brake pads are good, but of course they're on the phone saying like, no, you can't change your rotors without changing your brake pads because blah 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 blah. That whole logic behind mechanics of cars and shit like that. I don't want to fucking pay the money to get my brake pads replaced again because I just got it replaced already. Just change the effing rotors like I asked. So that was the whole thing. So I just wanted to get my rotors replaced. So I was calling up there to see how much they would charge. So they said we would charge ... So okay, cool, great. I went up there and I said, hey, just to make sure, can you just check my car to make sure that it's just the rotors? Because the guy on the phone was like, he was so concerned about me changing the whole brake system or whatever. And so he had one of the mechanics, go around the garage with me and see what was going on. So the issue was when I brake, I hear a squeal, and it's because of my rotors. I know it's because of my rotors, not my brake pads. Because with my brake pads, it will be like a grinding thing, but it's not. It's my rotors, like so it squeals. I need my rotors. Even when I got my brake pads changed, I knew my rotors needed to be changed, but I was being cheap. Whatever. So he test drove the car with me in the car. So when he was braking, the brakes were fine. It wasn't squealing. So I looked crazy. But I was like, no, it's squealing. So he drove a little bit more, and so he started hearing the squealing too. Cool. So he was like, okay, well, he was telling me, I can change them for you, like under the table, like basically not going through the not going through the dealership, but going through him.
His LLC,
yeah, but not his LLC. I guess whatever. But like he, not going through the repair shop, but going through him. Yes. But he's doing it at the repair shop, so he's pocketing the money, exactly. and he's charging cheaper. I said, fine, cool, whatever. Because I went and bought rotors and had him do it at the place, right? And like even when I had first met him, I knew that he was interested in me. He was flirting with me and stuff. Cool. He was cute. I flirted with him back. Whatever. Fine. Cool. Right. Anyway, so the next day, I took my car to that place, and he did it because I got his number and stuff. We were texting and stuff. So I went back to the shop, bought my new rotors or whatever, and I gave him the rotors for him to replace on my car. Cool. So then I come back, get my car, I cash up him his money, and I'm driving around. I don't hear squealing anymore. But then like later on that night when I was driving, I heard the squealing again. And so he was telling me, he was like, yeah, like, I guess he thinks that it's like the hardware is something else. It's something else that's minor, not the rotors. And he was just saying how he could probably lube something. He could probably fix it in a different way, whatever, right? But he was also texting me, like after I left the place, he was also texting, like, he was like, hey, like, because he was flirting with me the whole time. I'm like, cool, fine, whatever, fine, cool, right? And so when he was texting me, he was like, yeah, like, what did he say to me? I'm about to read what he said. And this is what pisses me off, because it's just like, y'all look good, but then y'all show yourselves, fellas. Y'all show yourselves, and it be pissing me off. So this is what it said. He was like, okay, so when I had first left from repairing my car, he texted me. He said, "Yeah, what do you have planned for the rest of the day?" I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna go back to work and like just stay in the house after I'm done working, whatever." He was like, "Okay." He said, "I was gonna ask you if you wanted to come over my place and relax and have a sip, but it's raining hard as hell. What are you doing Saturday?" So then I replied, "I think you're skipping some steps, LOL." Because I'm like, why are you inviting me to your house right off the bat? Like, and you think I'm going for that? Like, this is what pissed me off, J-Rob, because it's like he's cute, but like, what happened to y'all? What happened to courting, y'all? What happened to courting? Why are you asking me to come over your house the first time you get my number? Why are you asking me that? I was mad, but I told myself again, like I said, like these niggas got you do one thing and you're done. But of course he's a mechanic, and I want to have him on my roster when it comes to mechanics and going to having someone in my phone to go to. No. Women, you should always have men in your phone that you can use them for. You should always have useful men. Always. So he's someone that does mechanics. Cool. I can hit you up when I need you to fucking do an oil change or something like that, and I don't feel like paying $100. I don't feel like getting on Walmart's appointment booklet. You know what I'm saying? Always have men in your phone, ladies, that can help you when you get a flat tire, change your tire, do all that stuff. Use these niggas. Anyway, that's what they're like. You don't know. Like, that's what men are for, to to help women. Anyway, so he was because it was raining that day, and so he was like, yeah, you want to come over and have a sip, but it's raining hard as hell. I said I think you're skipping some steps, because I'm like, sir, like, why are you inviting me to your house off the rip? Like, what happened to courting and asking me out on a date or what? Because he was clearly interested in me, and he wasn't bad looking at all. So I'm just like, what? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what happened to courting? Like, no, you're supposed to ask me out on a date, something. So I said, I think you're skipping some steps. And he was like, oh, I don't skip. I usually walk. Only because it's raining, right? So in my head, I'm like, you're inviting me over your house because it's raining. What does that have to do with anything? We could still go somewhere and be inside. So to me, it just seems like, my whole thing is, maybe this is just the bird in me. My whole thing is this, right? How you asked me to come over your house and I paid you to fix my car. I paid you to change my rotors. Like, I paid you to do something for me, but then you're asking me to come over your house. Like, you could at least do the job for free and then ask me to come over your house. I would still say no, but I would feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? How you charge me for a service and then ask me for some sex? No. Come over for a sip?
That's crazy.
No.
I mean, look.
No. After I just paid you for something, so you gonna charge me and then still try to fuck me the same day? No. What type of shit is that? Absolutely not. So my thing, it was squealing again. So I'm supposed to actually go back to him, and he said he's gonna clean off something because he felt like certain hardware is probably doing it, not the rotors, because the rotors are new and fresh. I saw when he pulled up and with the rotors, I saw the new rotors. He changed my rotors. He didn't do no wild shit, and then also like he wasn't gonna do no wild shit like try to scam me anyway, because he did it at the store he works at. I could just fucking go and like complain or some shit, or like get him fucking fired or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what happened. I mean, I saved money instead of having them do it. I saved to cut the price in half. Whatever. My shit's still squealing though, so I need him to fucking do something. So I'll have an update next time, and hopefully, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, like, he's not bad looking, so I do hope that he comes correct with me, because I am kind of interested. Like, listen, I'm trying to get my eggs cracked, y'all. I'm trying to get my eggs cracked. I want to have a family, but I'm not desperate. I want to have a family. I want to be a mom. I want to be a wife or a partner. I want to have a family, but I'm not desperate. I have standards. I'm sticking to my standards. I am not compromising my standards, because women, when you compromise your standards, you're gonna wish you didn't. Standards. So never compromise your standards. So if someone when a man tries to test you and see how easy you are, let them know that you're not, and see, and if they're worth it, they'll come correct. So that's my whole thing. But obviously, like, him asking me to come over and for a sip, obviously, what does that mean to you, J-Rob, as a man? What does that translate for you?
I mean, ain't coffee. Shit. Huh? I said it ain't no coffee.
Right, ain't no coffee, right? But no, tell me, as a man, in other words, what does that mean?
I mean, come over, chill, and then whatever happens, that's what that means to me. But
of course, with men, I just feel like with men, when you go over their house, mm-hmm. It's like, how dare you not fuck me? Like, you came over here, so what you think was going to happen? Right. Men are like that.
Can't speak for everyone, but hey. I get it though. Nah, that's fact. That's true.
I mean, isn't that hey, come over for a sip, huh?
Right.
A sip. I got sippies at my house.
She got Caprice.
I got Caprice. I got sips at my fucking. I got Caprice. I got juice. Remember High-C fruit juice boxes? Do they still have High-C juice boxes?
Yeah, you got some?
I don't. Maybe I should go get some. I don't have any kids, but one day I would love to buy a case of High-C fruit juice boxes for I want to have kids, but listen, I'm not about to have kids with just anybody. I refuse. Anywho, moving along. But yeah, I have standards. No, hopefully he comes in, but it's also like, and it's like when guys do things like that, I'm like, damn, are you broke or something? Because it's just like, that's another thing too. When they try to when they try to see how easy you are, it's like, are you broke? Like, do you not court women because you can't afford it? Is that why you don't court women and you just try to see if you can get over your house? Because like I've been in situations where like I've been in a whole thing with somebody and we really didn't go on dates like that. We would just be at their house fucking and chilling and hanging out or whatever, because they couldn't afford to go on dates. like I knew this one guy. He would say things like, yeah, I don't do dates, but I knew his financial situation, and I knew, like, no, nigga, you just can't fucking afford it. Don't act like you're so elite and you just, it's your choice not to have date. No, nigga, you can't afford it, and that's just what that is. Like, just like, shut up. You know, you can tell how insecure someone is by the way they talk. You know. Yeah, anyway, but yeah, it felt like, because he already was like trying to pocket some money at his job, which is like whatever, like, you know, hustle or whatever. But then on top of that, like, you are asking me to come over your place. I don't know you, sir. Come over your place. I'm a woman. I don't know you. I just met you. Come over your place for a sip? No. Yeah. We can go, like, why don't you, like, if he had said, oh, we should go to a bar tonight or tomorrow and we can have a sip at a bar, then I'll do that.
Right.
But you just straight up me going to your house, no. You just piss me the fuck off. It just makes me not have hope in men. That's just how I feel. Anywho, moving along. Yes. So moving along. We discussed Dame Dash last episode. About, I guess, you know, his the headlines came out about him, you know, having to file for bankruptcy, right, and like his finances aren't, you know, where they should be at, and all this. He's having all this financial trouble. Of course, the Breakfast Club chimed in. You know, of course, we talked about that, and then so then. He came on to the Breakfast Club with his suit and everything, and with, you know, he was ready to go. He was ready to, you know, to spar with Charlamagne and Envy, and about how, you know, he's not broke, and, you know, you're broke and you have to wake up at 4 a.m. and you're this is a coffin. You guys work inside of a coffin. This is your coffin, and how can you da 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 da. Then at one point he was going back and forth with Envy on Instagram, and he was like, oh, Envy, show me your view. Show me your view. I'll show you my view. Show me your view. All this other stuff. And, you know, he was telling him, I'm the chair. I'm the acting chair of Revolt. I'm in what is it, acquisition or some shit like that. I'm in acquisition with them, you know, and then blah 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 blah. And then Revolt came out and said, no, he's not. No, he's not. No, we're not. This is not. That's a lie. And that was a whole big thing. And, you know, so, you know, of course, and then he was on the show talking to Charlamagne, going back and forth, calling Charlamagne, you're gay, you're not masculine, you're a gossiper, Wendy Williams is your OG, and blah 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 blah, all these things, and talking about how Charlamagne ran off that one time when that guy came and asked him for a drop, and he got, you know, he ran away from like 4 niggas that was trying to jump him and all this other stuff. So it was a whole big thing with that. It was a lot. But it was reminiscent of like old school Charlamagne, because, you know, Charlamagne nowadays, you know, he still has edge to him, but he's way more polished. Back in like 10 years ago, Charlamagne, sure. Oh my god! But he gave me Charlamagne from 10 years ago. A taste of that when he was going back and forth with Dame Dash or whatever. But Dame Dash was definitely in his feelings. Like, he was calling that man gay and feminine and all types of stuff. Like, when you really insult somebody's manhood, you really are bothered. Yeah. But. Yeah. So that gave me a taste of old Charlamagne. I love the back and forth. Charlamagne definitely kept his cool. You know, Dame Dash got up a few times and threatened to leave, and, you know, it was an entertaining interview. It was entertaining. I wish I was like quick with the insults. Like, I'm only like, I can only do a back and forth with you unless it's really serious, and like I'm really mad at you, and like we about to fight. But I can't, like, joking like joning and stuff. Like, I can't do. I'm not really that good at. Even in school, like, partially why I would get bullied is because, like, of course, like the stuttering, but then also like I wasn't really good at vocalizing, like, you know, standing up for myself like I am now as an adult. I just wasn't really good at that when it came to like people joning on me or whatever. I wasn't good at going. I just wasn't good at that. Even though I'm from PG County and they joan, and like, you know, you go to school people from PG, you go to school with people from DC, they go back. They, you know, that's the whole thing. But I just was never good at that. Like, I was just never really good at that, and I want to learn that.
No, you probably never had enough battles.
Or I just don't know. I just don't know how to do it. Like, I don't know how to do it with like a back and forth. I just don't know how to do it. I wish I knew. I just don't. I don't know. But they was going back and forth real bad. Like, Charlamagne called him debt jam, debt dash. like it was wild. It was wild. He was like, start a label called Debt Jam. I'm like, oh my god, That was brilliant, but I could never. Not in the moment. I don't know. I want to learn how to do that. Can I have like a joning session class or something like that? Does anybody like, you know, do you guys like ooh, I just hit a bird noise.
Yes.
By accident. Sorry guys, look. It's still going. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, like, is anyone, you know, watching this? Can you guys offer me like, you know, like roasting session classes, or some roasting pointers? I would love that. Anywho. But yeah, they discussed like, you know, his finances and all of that, the revolt stuff, and then they talked more about the Cameron beef because, you know, Cameron, 50 Cent is about to start a new series called, you know, based on Paid in Full movie, and he added Cameron as one of the executive producers, and of course, Paid in Full was a movie that Dame Dash, you know, he doesn't own the rights to that movie, so 50 Cent can take that and like make a whole show out of it. He's definitely doing the, you know, we know 50 Cent's capability of creating shows, and, you know, especially based on like different like you know, different drug eras and you know, criminal stuff and like action and all that stuff. He's really good at that. So I have no doubts on that being a good series. I need to go back and watch Paid in Full again. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu. It's on one of them channels. Or two. It might be on Tubi. Shit. Was clowning Cameron saying like, oh, 50 Cent's going to be your boss and all this other stuff. And, you know, so they went back and forth with that too. So that was a thing. And then also, Cameron has a show with Mace. What is it called? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty. I tune in here and there on YouTube. It's actually pretty good, and I'm really happy. I think I remember when he first started it. Mm-hmm. It's been doing really well. Do they have any deals yet? Any endorsed, like the way like Shannon Sharp got his stuff up and running?
Like they had a deal, but I don't remember who it was with. I know they came out of pocket though, and yeah, they got that deal. Yeah.
And doesn't Cameron have like a revolt thing going on too?
I think so.
I think I saw him on Revolt too. I don't know. I know.
Talks with Flea, I think, or something like that.
Okay, because I know Shannon Sharp has Club Shay Chay, but then like after that, he has like the after show with him and Ocho Cinco and stuff. Like, so he has like little side things going on, like with Broner, which is really smart. Like, that's really cool. Yeah. So he has that going on. So there was a clip that came out. He actually had so Cameron and Mace had Adrienne Broner on their show recently, and I don't know what he was up there talking for. I don't know. I haven't seen the name Adrienne Broner in a while. Last time I checked, he went through some financial things, and he got locked up for something, acting crazy at one point, right, or something. I don't know what's going on with him. But he was acting a goddamn fool on that show. And Cameron and Mace, they have a co-host. Her name is Treasure Wilson. She sits right in the middle. She's a young girl. I think she's in her like mid 20s. So of course, you know, Adrienne Broner was on there with them, and I'm gonna play you a clip of Adrienne Broner showing his ass.
Good in person.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, what you waste that? You look so good in person.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey. What you waste that? I love you. What a guy. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stat, can you stop smiling? Can you stop smiling?
Arabia is...
Nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro, some G shit. We gotta have boyfriend here, yo.
Right. Oh, shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Nah, like it's all like. Okay, we can move on to football.
Oh, Stat. Oh my God.
Yo, Stat, let's do the football. I guess that answered the question about Floyd. When I see you taking off some time,
I'm mesmerized by Stat.
This nigga here, bro.
I did not know you looked that good in person. My bad, bro. You amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to ask you to go, my nigga. We have to ask you to go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, my nigga.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you, but I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you niggas boyfriends in here. You know me with my brother.
Oh, shit, my bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me.
Well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could. But I'm not gonna sit and not value your time neither.
Yeah, so so Treasure Wilson is their co-host, and they also call her Stat Baby. So Cameron ended up having to tell Adrienne Broner to leave the interview because he kept flirting with her, making her uncomfortable. He at one point he told Adrienne, "Hey, she has a boyfriend. You know, let's continue on with the show. Like let's go on with the show and stuff." And he kept just making her uncomfortable and kept saying like, "Oh, you look good," and he sounded like he was high or something or drunk or something. I don't know. It was crazy. And then so then when he ended up leaving, Cameron also had some remarks after that as well. Let me see if I can find it right here.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Let's take that over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'll do it again. 5.
Somebody, this nigga want to talk to me. And nigga, you a alky, nigga. I don't want to talk to you, nigga. I just needed you for entertainment for the show. Fucking junkie. Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, you're all good.
Yeah, I guess Adrienne wanted to talk to him after the show. I guess I don't know. Whatever. He was like, he's an effing junkie. Like, but Treasure. She's a pretty girl. I think she's really. I love how they hired her to be sitting between him and Mace, and I love that she's smart and she's a black girl. She actually is dating Chris next door. He's a part of AMP with Kai Cenat and like Phantom and Duke Dennis and all them. And Chris is from PG County too. Yeah. So that's her boyfriend, and I guess he was there in the studio when Adrienne was cutting up. So that was weird. So he escorted him out of there. Still paid him his money. And I like that. I like, men should do that anyway. Men should protect women anyway. But I love seeing black men protect black women, and I wanted to highlight that. And I love that that's publicized because that more of that should be publicized. I love that. That was cool. So I wanted to talk about that. Anyway, moving along. So guys, Cardi B's sophomore album finally dropped. Ooh, I Am the Drama. I absolutely loved this rollout, J. Rob. I absolutely loved this rollout. Her rollout was very interactive. $9.99. Yeah, $9.99. She was at bodegas. She had a whole bodega video shoot out in New York. They all came out. She was on the subway selling vinyls and stuff. She was out with her incense on the streets of New York doing it. Selling a very interactive rollout. She was in the streets, like she was in the middle of the street, with doing it. She didn't just do podcasts. She didn't just do talk shows. She didn't just do none of that. She was very interactive with the rollout. I think she has some deal with DoorDash, where you can order her music on DoorDash and it'll deliver to you. Yeah. That was really cool. I haven't seen that before. She just had a lot of different avenues of making sure this album was successful. Of course, the album is already platinum because WAP and Up are on there, so of course it was already going to be platinum. But again, the first week numbers will not reflect WAP and Up. It won't reflect. That the first week numbers won't reflect those older songs. Right. So I can't wait to see what the numbers are. I have some predictions, but before we get into that, love the features on the album. She had Summer Walker on there, Kehlani. She had this girl named Lourdes. And Lourdes has worked with Nicki Minaj, and she also did a hook for Saweetie, I think. I love her voice. She's really good at hooks, and I like her. I want to get into her music on my own too. She had Cash Cobain on her album. She had a Janet Jackson sample on there. And who else did she have on her album? Damn, Summer Walker. She had Summer Walker, Cash Cobain, Kehlani, Selena Gomez, Lizzo. She had a lot of big hitters. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed the album. I did. I enjoyed the album a lot. I love the production.
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson sample. She had a sample in there. SZA was supposed to be on the album. I guess she didn't turn in her voice. She didn't turn. I guess SZA didn't turn in her verse in time. She tweeted out something and basically said she had a lot going on and she had to focus on herself. So that's why she didn't turn in her verse. Right. So Summer Walker is actually featured on her album twice, and you can tell that. I think it's the opening song "Dead" features Summer Walker, and you can tell that was meant for Lizzo. We all can tell. People were saying that as well. Not Lizzo. You can tell it was meant for SZA. You can tell that the song "Dead" was meant for SZA, not Summer Walker. But Summer Walker did it justice. I always think that's so interesting when people can just when a song is meant for someone else, there's always a similar artist that can kind of do it for you real quick. Right. But you can still I know SZA was supposed to. I know SZA ain't turning her verse in time. Right. Damn.
Right.
But
as like the generic brand versus the.
I don't think it's generic. You think Summer Walker is generic?
No, I'm just saying analogy of what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Summer Walker's great.
She is great. Actually, I'm just saying, like, there's always someone similar that can fill in that slot real quick. But we all know when we heard that hook and we heard that ending, they pitched up Summer Walker's vocals at the end. It was giving SZA. Even when the way she was singing it, this is so SZA coded. Like, damn, I wish SZA was the one that sung this. Like, girl. Yeah. So yes, and then Summer Walker was also on Shower Tears, which is a great song. I really like Shower Tears. I love Dead. I love Magnet. I love Safe with Kehlani. I love the Bodega song. I love the Cash Cobain feature she has on there. I like a lot of the album, a lot. She definitely whacked a few rap girls. She had an Ice Spice whack in there. She had a JT whack in there. She went in on JT she went in on JT. She was like, you share bags with your man, and you're not a fashion girl. You only go to Rick Owens. You only can do Rick Owens, and all, like, you're not really that girl like that. Like, she spent some time on JT, and you know what? She had a whole song for Bia. Oh yeah. She said Bia name and everything. It was a lot. So, they asked her, and I'm like, it's like, I've never even, like, usually when it's a hard, you only hear someone say someone's name in a song, right, when it's like a hard, concrete, like, this is some real, we really beefing ho. And, like, she didn't even, like, when her and Bia were going at it, she hopped on the Wannabe remix with Glorilla and Megan, and she name dropped Bia on the remix. But then Bia came out with another disc that was kind of, it fell short, and I guess she left it alone. I didn't know that she was going to have the song on this album and she was going to whack her, like, directly. I guess, she felt like female rappers were trying her for the past few years, and she felt like she felt like a lot of girls tried to beef with her to appease another fan base. Right. She did a Breakfast Club interview, actually, and she spoke on that. We can play a clip here. Where is it at? Here.
Because you mentioned my kids trying to be cute.
So sorry. Before I play the clip, she was explaining to Lauren LaRosa on the Breakfast Club why she chose to put the Be a Diss record on the album, and why she chose to put it out in any way. So here she is.
Because you mentioned my kids trying to be cute. There's gonna be times that, like, people throw shots at you, or like there's gonna be times, like, like when she did her little diss and it was trash. Like, it's like, it could have been trash. People dragged you, and I could have leave it at that. But it's like, everything on social media is going to be seen. Mm-hmm. So when my kids grow up one day and they see that you mentioned them, and then they're going to ask me, like, so what you said, what you did, I'm not going to tell my kids, like, I just felt like she took the high road because she lost, because people wasn't on her side. No, I'm not saying that to my kids. I'm like, you see how I violated. And it's more, you know what it is? I feel like last year, every artist was, like, beefing. Girl. Like, every artist was beefing. And I think she was going to get a moment out of that, because she thought that I was copying her. And I had a conversation with her. First, we was cursing each other out. Then I had a real conversation with her. And I was like, listen, I'm not copying you. I don't even look at you. Like, you're not a person that I look at or I'm inspired by. And the conversation ended. Then she kept going because of a music.
Yeah, video. So that whole Cardi B and Bia beef, that was kind of tired for me. I'm not sure if I was recording around that time. I'm not sure if we talked about that. But that beef definitely annoyed me, because I just felt like, because I think Bia is very talented and I love her rapping voice. I do think that she can be a bit boring sometimes, and I do, I see, the critiques about Bia, I kind of agree with some things that people say, but I just felt like that whole beef that Bia had with Cardi B, I felt like that was her trying to clout chase. I felt like, once, like Cardi said, it was popular to have rap beefs and stuff like that, and then of course Bia was on the Nicki side of things, so I feel like she was pandering when she was beefing with Cardi B, especially when when Bia first came up, she was a Cardi B fan. She would tweet Cardi B and all these things, and she went back and deleted all the Cardi B tweets and withdrew her support out of nowhere for no reason, and then tried to like and then tried to, accuse Cardi of copying her or whatever. And, Cardi was just like, I don't look to you for inspiration. And I believe her, and, so I just felt like that whole thing was a clout chase thing. And it just felt so corny to me. And I was so annoyed because I'm like, girl, Bia, you're really talented. Like, I really do enjoy Bia's music. Like, I'll, watch YouTube videos and stuff and like let it play out when I'm getting ready to go somewhere or whatever. And like, she has, like, and she's on my shuffle and stuff. Like, Bia has good music. Bia is very talented, but sometimes she can fall short when it comes to like keeping your attention and just being interesting. You know what I mean?
That's
sometimes I think that sometimes Bia can be underwhelming a bit, in my opinion. So when Cardi B said, "I don't look to you for anything," I believe it, because sometimes I just feel like she's a bit underwhelming. And I don't blame Cardi B for putting that song on there. Like, she explained it like, this is for you mentioned my kids, you mentioned my family. That's the same logic that Nicki Minaj had when she clapped back at Megan Thee Stallion with the whole Megan's Law thing. Right. I didn't, Nicki Minaj kind of flew off the handle with a lot of things, but like she was just like, you mentioned my family, I'm going in on you and I'm saying your name, I'm gonna violate you. And that was the logic behind Cardi B putting on. I get it, like that's fine. Listen, you come from my family, I'm gonna handle it this way. I'm gonna violate you this way. There's no ceiling. So I get that. I get that. So yeah, like there were a lot of mixed reviews on the album. I see a lot of people, saying that they loved it. Some people said they think it was mid. Some people think that, we waited this long for what? But I saw way more positive feedback than
Right.
But a lot, I was surprised to see like a lot of like even like heavy hip hop heads like low key liked her album. Did you follow him on Twitter?
Yeah.
He low key enjoyed, because low key like on the Ebro show with low key and Nadeska, low key is definitely like, he's someone that he doesn't seem biased at all. Nah. And he'll go in, he speaks his mind, he's very blunt with his feedback. So that was pretty cool to see that, he enjoyed Cardi B's album, because I think he was one of the ones that didn't too much care for her Jay-Z sample. But he liked her album. Ebro liked the album, but of course Ebro had an interview, so people are not going to take that too seriously, because they say, oh, you're a part of her rollout, so you're gonna lie and say that, whatever. But low key definitely was interested. He loved the album. I think Elliot Wilson liked her album. I think he liked her rollout. I'm not sure what he said about her album. I think Cardi B and Joe Budden, I guess they don't get along or something. I don't really know what's going on with that. I think Joe Budden spoke about her album on the show. I didn't really watch the whole thing, but he, him and his co-host, they enjoyed some parts of her album. And then I guess at one point Joe questioned, I guess it was a bar that Cardi B rapped, and I guess I think it was in the Magnet song, the JT diss song. I think he was complimenting a certain bar that she rapped, and he was saying like, whoever wrote that was this backhanded compliment or whatever. So then Cardi B came out and she actually played her writing her raps in her drafts. Like, I guess she was recording. However, I don't really know the process of writing raps, whether people write it down on a pad, or they just rap it on their phone real quick, and they built multiple ways to do it. I guess she was just, Cardi B was rapping. She was just rapping ideas of the song, and she was rapping, and she showed her process of coming up with her lyrics after Joe Budden gave her that backhanded compliment. So she posted that, and it was time stamped and everything. So she posted that. She loves a receipt. So I love a good receipt too, girl. So there was that. I guess when they want to, when how a backhanded compliment is, like, this was hard. Who wrote this? Right, what I'm saying? Like, you can't ever give her that credit. Once again, Cardi B does get help with writing, but then she also writes her own stuff too. Like, I don't really like, when someone gets help with writing, I'm not really a fan of people automatically assuming they didn't write any of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on the show. And I've said plenty of times, it doesn't matter to me who wrote something. Like, I'm not really the one that's like a stickler for that nowadays. As like, maybe back in the day I probably would say some. Maybe back in the day when I didn't know better, I probably said some dumbass shit. But I really don't care who writes what, as long as it's a good song. Because
that's all that matters.
I don't think that like when people get help with writing, or when people get help with writing, or when people take a reference track or something, I don't really think of it as like cheating when it comes to creating an experience. Like, it's creating an experience. Like, I just feel like, just like a lot of other different art forms, music is a collaborative experience. Even if you do write all your lyrics, you got help in some other way with the hook, or with the production, or with something else. Right. I don't think you getting help with writing doesn't make you any less of a creative. It just means that in this area you shine over here, or in this area like you may need help with this and that. I feel like everyone gets help. Everyone gets inspiration from somewhere, from someone.
It's all about the final product.
I think on the song Salute on her album, I think she said that she actually got that song from 2 Chainz. I think it was 2 Chainz' song at first, and he let her have it. It definitely gives 2 Chainz. It gives like old Migos. Like I feel like if her and Offset were cool, her having Offset on that song like would have been perfect. Yes, it would have been fire. But I think on Salute, I wish she layered some of the song more. Like when she says salute, I wish she would have like kept 2 Chainz's vocals on that salute when she says salute. Right. I think I wish she would have like layered that part and maybe kept 2 Chainz's vocals on that part to give it like that deep type of that deep texture to it. I think she should have did something like that for that one. Some songs, I feel like some songs were too short, but I guess I don't know if it was a feature thing or I don't know, because it's a 23 song album.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really. I think I give it like an 8 because I just feel like I'm not grading it based off of other people. When it comes to these fan bases and it comes to Cardi B and other girls, they love to compare different sides and like make it about this person, that person. It gets so exhausting. It's fun. It's fun to have a banter with that, but it gets kind of tired and annoying when it always comes to that. Like I just just enjoy, like every artist is different. Enjoy the music in regards to that artist, to said artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you comparing it to this and that? I saw somebody tweet, one of my friends tweeted, and I almost replied, but I didn't want to get into an argument because sometimes, like, even arguing about dumb shit online makes you look dumb. But they said something like when she was whacking JT and whacking Ice Spice and whacking Bia on her album, they were like, yeah, if they tweeted that if I were the girls, I wouldn't respond. It's going to give her more press. And I almost responded to that. I'm like, but I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, why would those girls need to give her press? Like, Cardi is a bigger star than all the girls that, like, Cardi B is doing them a favor by even mentioning them. Like, so if they respond on Twitter or not, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really do Cardi B a favor. It was just weird to me. It was almost like, it just almost seems like, it's that parasocial thing where it's like, and the thing is, like, they don't even know these people in real life. They haven't even met these people in real life, and it's almost like, they're like acting out. They're acting out at the I don't know. It just feels like they're acting out of spite of them being a part of someone else's fan base and that person being their op. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. It's like, why are you mad that this lady put out her album? Either hear the album or not. Like, it's just like, what? Like, it's just weird. Like, no one's watching you freaking 24. Be Team Nikki. Like, no one's watching. You're not getting a benefit from that. Like, your replies and your tweets are going to get lost in the sauce. Like, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, like, calm down. You either like it or not, and like, move on. Like, you tweeting and spiteful stuff about people that you don't know is crazy. But anyway,
weird times.
Very weird times. So, of course, so a part of her press tour, of course, like I said, she did some podcast interviews. She also, like, she was very interactive with her rollout. She went on the subway in the Bronx and, she did her thing too. She stopped by Gayle King on CBS. She had a whole Gayle King interview, and she revealed that she is pregnant. She revealed that she's pregnant, which we all knew. She showed the baby bump on Gayle King. She premiered the pregnancy announcement and the baby bump on Gayle King. So she is indeed pregnant by Stefon Diggs. And she said, yes, I am pregnant by my boyfriend Stefon Diggs. She said that straight up, like, it's not ain't no puzzle. I am pregnant by my boyfriend Stefon Diggs.
Cardi always keeps it real.
So there was that, but then she also announced a tour, which starts February. Okay. She's pregnant right now, and she announced a tour that starts February. So on the Breakfast Club, they were asking, like, are you gonna? So when is the baby due? And she was like, before the tour. I mean, yeah, but like, so right now it's September. So that means is the baby gonna be born in December? Because you know what I'm saying? Because it's October, November, December, like in 3 months. Like, are you 6 months pregnant or something? I guess she might be 6 months. But girl, the tour starts in February. And you dropped the baby in December. That's a lot. But she did say, this isn't my first rodeo. This is my fourth child because, again, she was supposed to go on tour with Bruno Mars. Her album came out, but she was pregnant with Culture and she dropped out of that.
Right.
That's what she was saying. When I was pregnant with Culture, I didn't know what I was doing. But this isn't my first rodeo. This is my fourth child. I have a plan. I have a strict plan. I'm here for it. So I do want to actually go on her tour, but I will say this: I am a bit apprehensive, so I think I will wait. I think I'll wait to buy my ticket. I think because the ticket's already about to go on sale. I think pre-sale is about to come out soon, but I am apprehensive a bit, so I think I will wait. I do want to go, but I think I will wait before I buy a ticket. I think that's fair.
That's fair, yeah.
In my opinion, I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Yes. But of course, of course she announced the pregnancy she officially announced the pregnancy with Stefon Diggs. And of course, they dug up Stefon's tea. So there has been rumors that, Stefon Diggs has other women pregnant right now. And then there's one situation where, he got some IG model that he allegedly had a baby with back in December or back in May, I think. Yeah. Or I don't know. He recently had a baby with an IG model that he's not with, and right now he is petitioning for a paternity test. It's saying that if he is the father, that he wants to have joint custody, this and that or whatever, and so there's that. I guess the woman is suing him for something. I guess I didn't look too much into it. But right now I don't know if I want to say that he's denying paternity, but he is petitioning for a paternity test on the child. There are pictures. They the TMZ people, they got images of him leaving the hospital with the girl from the girl having birth with the baby back in a few months ago, I think. So there's that. So there's mess with that. People dug that up because he's now linked to Cardi B. So they said they think that they're frowning on Cardi B even getting pregnant by him, and the fact that she just had a baby. But people have words for that, and for me, in my opinion, I'm not too invested. Like I said before, I'm not really too invested in the specifics of that whole thing, only because these people have way more money than me, and I don't think I need to. If they're not stressing, I'm not stressing. Like, you're rich, you have resources, and some people will say things like, oh, just because you're rich and have resources, why are you still bringing kids into certain circumstances like that? When it comes to that ain't my business either. Like, I don't really, a lot of this isn't my business, but I'm going to pick and choose what I want to step my foot in, and I'm not really going to concern myself with that either. I'm just not. They said that he has other people that are pregnant right now or had babies just now, and she just had a baby with Offset, and then she's pregnant with his baby, and then also they're not even officially divorced yet, so she has a messy thing going on, he has a messy thing going on, so it's like I don't think it's a thing where they don't know what's going on with each other's lives. So I think they're all pretty downloaded on each other's situations. It's a lot of tea and a lot of mess going on. So I'm not, listen, if you like it, I love it. Okay, that's my whole thing. So it's like I'm not really going to dive into the messiness with that, because it's just like there's low hanging fruit there. It's just because why are you're getting pregnant right before tour as a whole bit, like I said. So I'm just going to act accordingly when it comes to this. I do want to go see Cardi B on tour, but I'm going to wait to buy tickets first. I want to see something real quick. I want to see something real quick, because that's pretty quick. Like, you, at the very least, you're going to have that baby in December. And your tour starts in February, so that's like what, like 8 weeks after the baby? That's quick. Not even 8 weeks, maybe 6 weeks. And then on top of that, the Super Bowl. Let me actually hold on. The Super Bowl is always in February. Is it the first Sunday or second Sunday?
Things like this.
It's always the second Sunday.
Or the third, or something like that.
But it's always in February, and I don't really know, because Stefon Diggs, he plays for the New England Patriots, right? Are they looking good right now?
They always been trashed since. For a long time now, but
he just joined that team, so how they looking right now? Are they did they win yet or what?
I'm about to see.
Because her first date is Palm Desert, California, on February the 11th.
Palm Desert,
and February 11th is the second week of February, and the Super Bowl probably will be that Sunday, probably, right?
I think so.
Then it's also the Grammys too. The Grammys is always in February, right. And you just put out an album. That album, I'm not sure. Did the album make the Grammy deadline? It didn't.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So you looking up their numbers?
Yeah, I'm about to look.
Cause like, girl, like that's a lot. Like February's a lot. Like is Stefan gonna make the Super Bowl? Like he might make the Super Bowl this time. Who knows?
Oh, they 1-1.
They're 1-1 right now. The New England Patriots. Yeah. So what if Stefan has a good season? He makes the Super Bowl. That's a lot right there too. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. That's a lot. So I don't know. And you're gonna wanna be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. But anywho, yeah, so I'm not gonna concern. I have my own stresses. So that when it comes to that mess, just let it play out. Listen, before I buy my ticket, I'm gonna be honest, before I buy my ticket, I need to see something first. I need to see how this is going first. Because it's just given like hopefully this works out. I just feel like having a baby and then of course you're gonna go and want to get surgery. So that's a lot. That's just a lot. So I don't know. I just feel like hopefully everything is safe and steady and poised and hopefully everything works out. That's scary having a baby, then having gone through surgery, then having the surgery. That's a lot. It's a lot. And also people, when you have kids, like that's different depressions and hopefully her mental is right.
I feel like she's gonna be good.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully, because I do want to see her on tour. But also, before I get off of this topic, Cardi B actually. She was on somebody's podcast or something, and they asked, where is at? Let me see. She was talking about what was that? Okay, yeah. So anyway, yeah, so she was on a podcast. She was actually out in New York. That was the same day where she had the whole bodega stuff going on in New York. An interviewer asked her about like, how do you feel if your boyfriend ever had a female best friend? And I'm going to play the audio now.
Yes, because it's like sometimes you need advice from.
Let your boyfriend have a girl best friend.
Yes, because it's like sometimes you need advice from a female. So when you fuck up, a female's gonna tell you the truth of where you fuck up. When me and him have issues.
Okay, another thing. Can you take me out the hood? I see you trying to make it out.
I'm about to go back in the hood if y'all don't buy my album.
Please.
So yes, so a fan asked her, about like, oh, what if your boyfriend has a female best friend? And she says, she says, I don't mind I don't mind my man having a female best friend because they can give, that woman can give him good advice, when he F's up or whatever. And, from a female perspective. And so for me, I added that to the list, of this episode because, it kind of triggered my memory of my experiences of situations like that. I had a similar thing like that. So I think it just depends on the man you have. And and I've learned when it comes to certain issues, when it comes to it depends on your man and what they can handle and what you trust them with. I just feel like at that point, when you say that, like you shouldn't even be with that man. When it comes to, it depends on the man. I'll expound. I was in a relationship back in like my early 20s, where my boyfriend, he had like a few female friends. But it turned out those female friends were just women that friend zoned him, if that makes sense.
I get it.
Yeah. So like whenever we would have a problem, and it took me a while to realize that, but whenever we had a problem or a big fight, I would hear about him talking about me to the other girls. And I actually didn't like that.
Yes.
Because with men, a lot of times with men, they're not going to tell the story the way it went. A lot of times when men are going through with their woman, it's probably something that he did, and he's just not telling the story the right way. But when we would get into it, he would go off and complain about me to other women. I don't like that. Like, because I don't know these women, and I don't know their intentions, and I don't know what, like I said, I had to learn. I eventually learned that those girls that he was cool with friend zoned him.
Right.
So a lot of times, I feel like when it comes to men, they complain about their girl to a girl that they had a crush on. I feel like that's a way of them trying to get with you. Like you come in and complaining about another girl to them, and I just feel like that's just a way of. I feel like guys are sneaky. I just don't trust that. I feel like when it came to him, he would do that. He would go to girls that friend zoned him, that he liked before, that friend zoned him, talking about me, and like I guess that's a way of them like feeling bad for him, and like maybe like like developing feelings for him or whatever. I don't know, but it just felt like it felt like it was hidden intentions when he would do things like that. And also that's very inappropriate in my opinion. I just feel like it's inappropriate for a man to discuss their issues with their women with other women. I just think that's inappropriate. I just think it is. But if you are with a man that you trust and you trust that he's mature enough to actually explain a situation to his female friend and not complain about you and talk shit about you. Like I'm not a fan of men venting about their women to other women. I'm just not a fan of that whole venting thing. But when it comes to, the man is going to their female best friend when it comes to getting advice on something and, expressing, expressing the issue and wanting to find a solution, that's cool. But you venting to other women about me, absolutely not. I'm sorry. And if you're the kind of guy that does that, then I don't want to be with him, because I don't want no woman think that she has a one up on me and knowing my business. Absolutely. That's a no for me. I'm sorry, no. So that's true. If I am with a man and that kind of thing presents itself where it's like, I'm kind of conflicted between feeling like I can trust you when it comes to you having one. If I even have any conflictions with that, I'm leaving. I just don't think I would want to even be in that situation. Right. I just don't think so, and I think it's inappropriate for men to vent about their women to other women. I just don't like that. Like, is you being a chatty? In other words, in Dame Dash's words, you being a chatty patty. I don't want no chatty patty ass nigga. I'm the chatty patty in the relationship. That's just how I feel about that. But anywho, lastly, that's too funny. Yeah. Lastly. Let me see. Oh, wait, hold on. Did chart data come out with the predictions? It says Cardi B's Am I the Drama aiming for #1 debut on Billboard's 200 album charts with 125 to 150K units first week. Oh, whoa. Is that going to be 200? I thought it was going to be at least 200K first week. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Because all of her singles are in the top 10 on US Apple Music. Oh, it says on chart data, aiming for it says 125 between 125 and 150K first week. I mean, I did say that it needs to be at least 150K for it not to be a flop, in my opinion. Nowadays, the way music is nowadays, but damn, I was hoping that it would be at least 200s.
Shit, that shit should be at least 3. Knowing her.
Let me see.
Babe, people don't be tuned in like that.
Damn. Someone said based on just 1 day of streaming.
Oh, okay.
Not including I don't know. We'll see what it says when the actual numbers come out. But I really do hope it gets into the 200s. I really hope that.
It should.
I hope so. Did you see that whole AI thing about that whole AI artist that was signed?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Let me see. Hold on. I think Kehlani had something to say about that, actually. She was kind of pissed about that. Yeah. But that's going to lead me into my next thing I'm going to say just briefly. Hold on. It says, let me see. Let's see. It says reports of AI generated artists Xania Monet. The fact that the AR artist's name is Xania Monet, I'm like, that's such a slap in the face to Victoria Monet. Why would you name the girl Monet? That's wild. Signing a multi-million-dollar recording deal with Hollywood Media and charting on Billboard's Top 100. Xania was created by poet and designer Talisha Jones, using the AI platform Suno to turn her lyrics and poetry into songs. However, Kehlani voiced her disappointment regarding human artists who may potentially have to compete with someone who was generated, as opposed to people who have to work themselves. So Kehlani voiced her opinion about that. But yeah, the AI generated artist, she's a black girl with a lace front. Well, a black girl with, like, I don't know, maybe this is some leave out. Maybe this is like a flip over or whatever, with the baby hairs, the brown skin girl baby hairs, lashes. The typical, like, like our aesthetic. They made sure to have the baby hair, the weave, and Black women are beautiful, but damn it, I just feel like y'all just you're baiting me in with this girl, like. She's about to go crazy. Girl, and the fact that you named her Monet, that's so disrespectful. No. But yes, so I wanted to talk about Halsey just real quick. Mm-hmm. Remember, I think it was like 2 years ago. Let me see. First of all, let me see who Halsey is signed to. I think she's signed to Capitol Records, but let me just make sure. Oh yeah, she's talk about it. Let me see. About the industry or something. Yeah, who is okay? What label is Halsey signed to? Columbia. Halsey is signed to Columbia Records. She's currently signed to Columbia Records, but remember a couple years ago when she was having trouble putting out music because her label told her they wanted her to have like a TikTok hit or like create a TikTok song, whatever. She was pissed about that. She eventually released music, and I think her last project was called The Imposter, I think, and it had a really in-depth rollout. She had a like every song was inspired by an icon. But let me just make sure. Let me see what year did her last project come out. Let me see. So she put out an album called The Great Imposter last year in 2024. And like the album, of course, it paid homage to a lot of different artists, a lot of, and she had a whole rollout where she explained like each track. She had a whole rollout where she explained each track, and it was a photo shoot where she paid homage with an image, a classic image of them, and she posted it. It was a whole big rollout on Instagram. Halsey is very thoughtful with her rollouts, with her aesthetics, with her art, with explaining herself as well. I like her voice a lot. I love her music. I think Hopeless Fountain Kingdom was a good album. I first heard her on the Chainsmokers song. I think it was called what was it called? Closer? Yeah, it was called Closer. Let me see. Yeah, by the Chainsmokers. And that was actually that song was actually that hook. Camila Cabello was supposed to sing that hook, but she was in Fifth Harmony and she couldn't. It was too conflicting with like her other stuff going on, so it went to Halsey. So she already came out swinging when it came to like because that Closer is a big hit. And then Halsey. I don't want to. I guess I call her a pop girl, but Halsey. She's very eclectic when it comes to her music. I'll say that. I guess you could put her in the pop category, I guess. But she's very thoughtful with her music, and I think she's very talented. She has a beautiful voice. She's very talented. She's gorgeous, and she has her emo moment. She has her pop moment. She has her like soul moment. She has her R&B moment. She has different moments and stuff. But yeah, so she was actually on Apple. Interviewing with Zane Lowe. And she had this to say.
Right now?
I don't know.
I can't make an album right now. I'm not allowed to. I can't make an album right now.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, what's the reality? Because The Great Impersonator didn't perform that the way they thought it was going to. And if I'm being honest with you, the album sold 100,000 fucking copies first week. That's a pretty big first week, especially for an artist who hasn't had a hit in a long time.
Yeah.
The tour is the highest selling tour of my entire career.
Yeah.
But
doesn't add up.
They want Manic numbers from me.
Right.
Everyone wants Manic numbers from me. I can't do that every single
Manic is a project that she had that was really successful. Okay.
Time. It should be good enough that I do it once in a while.
It should be good enough.
But it's not. It's not. And what would be considered a success for most artists, a success story, 100,000 albums first week.
You can hear it?
In an era where we don't sell physical music.
You hear it real good?
Okay?
That's your loud.
With no radio hit. Nothing. But it's a failure in the eyes of, or in the context of the kind of success that I've had previously. And that's the hardest part, I think, of having been a pop star once. Is because I'm not one anymore, but I'm being compared to numbers and to other people that I don't consider lateral to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a couple years ago, it was me and Ariana fucking quote unquote fighting for number one on the Billboard chart. And we weren't fighting. We were texting. We loved it. It was like the best time ever, that era. The Without Me, Thank You Next, Seven Rings There. Like, that was amazing. It was an amazing time. But if my record comes out and sells 100,000 copies first week with no radio play, no real support, and the comparison is, well, why isn't she doing Taylor Swift numbers? Are you fucking kidding me? I made an experimental concept album about how I almost fucking died.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do those numbers. But I'm doing pretty damn good. Those are strong numbers. It's still in the top 10 of female artists' first weeks. But it's not good enough because it's not, what the pop star I once was, even though I'm actively making the choice to not be. And the problem is that because I have such a dedicated fan base and I love them and God bless them because they're the only reason that I'm even able to make anything at all, that I can sell that many copies of an experimental concept album about death. And they support me. The same 100,000 people that bought Badlands first week are going to buy those records every time I put out an album. Thank fucking God and God bless them. And put me in a position where if you actually compared me to the other types of artists who are making the type of music that I am making, I'm fucking killing it.
Yep.
But that's not what I'm...
Halsey is she's a true artist through and through, because like this isn't the first time she has expressed like something like this before with her label and stuff like that. I just think that like she came out, she debuted with she came out with Chainsmokers with that huge song. Then she was dating MGK. That was a whole thing that they worked on, and she had her own hits, Without Me, and let me go on Spotify. On Spotify, Halsey's top songs are, of course, Closer with over 3 billion streams. Without Me has over 2 billion streams. I'm Bad at Love, that song from Hopeless Fountain Kingdom, that's huge. Him and I, because I'm sorry, she didn't date MGK. I'm sorry, she dated G-Eazy. Oh, yeah. She dated G-Eazy, and that was a thing. Yes, she dated G-Eazy, and I think G-Eazy is cool with MGK. That's why I got them mixed up. But yeah, she dated G-Eazy, and that was a thing. And then they came out with the song "Him and I." That was huge. That has over a billion streams. She has the song "East Side" with Khaled or Khalid. Is it Khalid? With Khalid. Yeah. That's huge. That has over 1 billion streams. Let's go down some more. Boy with Love. That's a lot of streams. That has over 1 billion streams. Oh my God, like she's just... Gasoline has almost a half a billion streams. Yeah, all of her top songs, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has 5 songs that are over 1 billion streams.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Wow. And 2 of them are over 2 billion. Oh my gosh. One of them is over 3 billion because it's a lot. Yeah. So she's actually very successful. Like she's very like she has a huge fan, like she has a huge fan base. Yeah, I guess because it was just she had a huge pop moment. And I guess when it comes to the labels and the business, they want to keep that going. We don't want any emo eras. We don't want any experimental eras. We don't want any of that. We want the pop Halsey when you have a huge ass song called Closer with the Chainsmokers. Right. We want the Bad at Love. You were dating G-Eazy. Okay, that was great too. That was great. That was a lot. That she had a lot of pop moments, and they just can't handle when they have when artists pivot, artists change, people evolve. People have different experiences. Yeah, so she's a true artist. Like you can tell that I don't know her at all, personally at all, but you can tell that she is very hands-on with her art, and she's very passionate. And when things like this happen, she's speaking out like this. So thought that was interesting. What do you think, J-Rob?
No, I mean, hey, that's the reality of being on a label sometimes.
But it's so hard. It's so hard to be independent because you need someone to fund your dream. So you have to compromise certain things like that. I hate that for people.
Yeah, no. That's a whole different world too.
You said what?
That's a whole nother world too.
Yeah. Damn, Halsey. I'm gonna play some of her songs when I get in the car. I forgot. She is a pop star for sure.
Nah, fast.
But comparing her to Taylor Swift is wild. Even with Ariana Grande, like I feel like her last project, Eternal Sunshine, that was a little bit of a pivot for. She's a major pop girl, but that was a little bit of a pivot from her usual like pop stuff in my opinion. Shoot, even Thank You Next. Yeah, that's for like because Ariana Grande, I'm sorry, like she's a pop star. But she's very soulful and she's very R&B-ish. It's a lot of R&B with her. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You know why she's a pop star. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So damn, Halsey. Yeah, I hope everything works out with her.
She'll be all
Real
right.
quick before we close out though, before we end this, I have a question. You're familiar with Jhene Aiko's music. Are you familiar with SZA's music? You're familiar with some Rockers music. So I was talking with one of my cousins, and it was just interesting. Because I was like, they're one of the same. They relate. Jhene, SZA, and Summer Walker. They relate in some, in certain ways. They're very, eclectic and very, soulful. They're very, in tune with like the earth and solar and galaxies and zodiacs and energies and sound baths and chakras and things like that. Erykah Badu helped Summer deliver her babies, so there's that too. Right. But I was just asking. I was like, yes, that's so. So I was just like, so when it comes to Jhene, SZA, and Summer, like, who's hip hop, who's pop, and who's R&B, right? You get what I'm saying? Because like when it comes to certain singers, they'll categorize them as R&B or whatever. But like with Mary J. Blige, right, or Faith Evans, like, but I'll say Mary J. Like she's R&B, but she's also hip hop. She's hip hop. Yeah, like Mary J. is hip hop.
Right. She sung on hip hop beats when she started, so
she's hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, how would you describe when it comes to the hip hop, R&B, pop? How would you? What category would you describe Jhene, SZA, and Summer Walker? Like in your opinion, just like based off of just like just like the vague, like just like the whole overall like just aspect of them.
Just to put them in a song.
Like yeah.
Jhene soul, SZA hip hop, and Summer like R&B. Yeah.
No, it's either hip hop, R&B, pop. Use those adjectives.
Well, damn, that's crazy. Because
okay,
that's
what?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
So think about it. I'll say this. This for shits and giggles, y'all. SZA, pop.
Okay.
Jhene, hip hop.
Okay. I thought you had to
Summer. Summer. I say R&B. Even though you could change up her and Jhene, I feel like with the hip hop R&B. I think for me, I'll say Summer R&B, Jhene Aiko hip hop, SZA pop. Cause SZA is a pop star. SZA's a pop star. Like she's the pop girl. Cause SZA is really stepping. Like she's been a mainstream girl for a long time, but SZA is really getting into that status right now.
Her voice always been like a pop vibe.
You think so?
It's always been like that big voice. She always had like that big pop voice.
You think SZA has a big pop voice? What do you mean?
Like the sound of it, like the sound.
It's poppy. It's digestible.
Yeah, it could be like it could just expand.
You think that SZA's vocals are like flexible?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say because like this, the same way Rihanna's voice is flexible.
Exactly.
Rihanna can blend in with rock, pop, R&B, so different things. Yeah. So you think that SZA's voice is very flexible, the same way Rihanna's is. Exactly. That's a good one. Okay, okay. That's why I think she's pop. So you agree with me that SZA's more pop. Yeah. So when it comes to Jhene, I said hip hop. Even though you said soul definitely describes her better than hip hop. But for those options, I say hip hop only because I think that when it comes to comparing to Summer, I think that Jhene, she's well known, but I'll give her a little bit more of an underground tone, and she does sing on hip hop beats, and she does she has like a rapping thing about her too. Yeah. This the beat she can do. I feel like with her music, I think I'll put her more so hip hop. I'll say hip hop for her, and I'll say R&B for Summer. Even though like Summer has a lot of London on the Track beats and all that stuff. But I'll say more so R&B because the emotion behind her lyrics.
Right.
It's very blue. It's very rhythm and blues to me.
Yeah.
What do you think when it comes to Jhene and Summer?
You hit it. Yeah. Summer more R&B and Jhene definitely is
hip hop. Okay, and then SZA is more of a pop.
Right.
I'm gonna throw somebody else in it real quick. Ari Lennox, what you say? What you say? When it comes to the three categories of R&B, hip hop, and pop, what box would you put Ari Lennox in when it comes to those three options?
R&B. Yeah, R&B.
Think of the beats and think of the songs.
The beats
think
is hip hop for sure.
You think so? You think her beats are hip hop?
Sometimes.
Really?
Like
I think her beats are R&B. I think Shay.
Okay, that's like certain different songs, not her whole catalog, but yeah, I say Ari about R&B. I give her R&B.
Okay, give me somebody else real quick before I move on. This is kind of fun.
Who can I?
We got SZA, Summer, Jhene, Ari. Who else? I know somebody else. Victoria. I thought it's Victoria too. Okay, I'm asking you, and I'll answer my own thing too. When it comes to Victoria Monet, I got one more option for you. Since you said Victoria, my light bulb came off. I got another one. Okay. Victoria Monet, pop, R&B, or hip hop? What do you say?
Victoria?
Yes.
Shit, that's tough. I say she can be hip hop too, a little hip hop sometimes, yeah.
But choose it.
R&B though.
R&B, I think so.
R&B.
I think so. Yeah. I say R&B.
She can swag R&B and hip hop any day though.
I don't think I get it. I don't get too much of a hip hop vibe from her. What hip hop vibe have you gotten from her? Just that on my mama.
Yeah, that bounce, like
on my
type of bounce,
mama.
yeah, exactly.
But her other songs like Smoke and
that's
Jaguar and just it's a lot of R&B. All right. That's that kind of dance. That's kind of like a dance, in case you know the type of beat. But I say R&B though.
R&B.
She loves like Victoria Monet loves jazz. She loves like instrumental type. So I say R&B. Kehlani, R&B, hip hop or pop? Kehlani, what box would you put her in?
Kehlani just do everything, so that's
you gotta pick one. You gotta pick it.
Oh man, R&B. I'm gonna say R&B. I was gonna say hip hop, but
I am torn between describing Kehlani as R&B or pop, only because the same reason you gave SZA the pop label. Kehlani has a flexible voice, and when I say flexible, I mean it's like a digestible, like she can sing on a pop record. Her vocals fit she can go into a pop thing.
Anything, yeah.
Like I feel like, don't you know that song? I go crazy. I feel like if a white girl sung that, I feel like it would be a pop song.
Got you.
It wouldn't be an R&B thing.
Right. Okay.
I got one more.
What?
Danny Lay. What would you, when it comes to R&B, hip hop, or pop, what box would you put Danny Lay in?
Shit.
I'm torn between hip hop and R&B. Yeah, I'm torn between hip hop and R&B because Danny Lay has good music. Danny Lay has good, but y'all, she going through it right now. She's getting slept on because of whatever reason or whatever. But Danny Lay has really good music. I'm torn between the hip hop and R&B box because she got some little cranks on there. She got some cranks. I'll say, damn. Yeah. Levi and even the Easy song. Easy. Damn. And then she that one song she got, I know you hate to see it when yeah. I know you hate to see it when
Come on.
I'll say hip hop. I'll do hip hop. I'll put her in the hip hop box. I'll do that. You got anybody else before I move on?
Nah, that's it.
That was fun, right?
That was dope.
That was fun. I'm gonna clip that up. Okay. Anywho, yes. Moving along to music real quick. Cardi B. That's the new album I'm listening to. The new album, Cardi B. Am I the Drama? Any music you listen to?
I think I finished that joint.
Do you like her album so far?
I only heard like 3 songs, but yeah, so far.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else came out?
Doja Cat comes out next week, so I'm waiting on that. She just dropped her track list. Okay. It's given very much like 80s disco, pop rock, Prince, fucking
80s basically.
The 80s, yeah, 80s like 80s. What's that other? What's that? Oh fuck! What's that band name? Yeah, that 80s, yeah. The Breakfast Club soundtrack, not Charlamagne, but the movie. Hey, ooh, whoa. Don't you forget about Doja Cat. Can you cover that song? Don't you forget about me. Don't Doja Cat, please cover that song. Anyway,
Yeah, I have no music though.
Eat my shorts, huh?
I have no music outside of Cardi.
Let me see. I might watch The Breakfast Club when I get home.
Oh my God. You gonna watch Jhene?
Don't you forget about me. But I'm kind of nervous though about Doja Cat's album. I'm not gonna lie, because the Jealous type song was cool, but I'm nervous that it's gonna sound like a bunch of Say So remixes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want it to be like this sounds like some shit that you already did, sister. Like, I don't want it to be like that thing, because I do when she drops those North American tour dates, I do want to go to that too. Right. Yes, I don't know, but then also, I'm excited for Brandy and Monica's tour. They came out with the dress code, like, they like, women, ladies, wear your suits. So I'm excited to dress up for Brandy and Monica's tour. So I'm gonna be excited to find that outfit. I still gotta find my Chris Brown outfit. I haven't found my outfit yet, and the damn tour is in the damn concert is at like a week. No, it's like a week and a half from now. It's October 5th.
Yeah, next week.
It's not next week. That's not next week.
Week and a half.
That's a week and a half. Yeah. Don't do that. I didn't buy my outfit. I'm going Sheen. Brandy released her own remix to Kehlani's "Folded."
Oh yeah, everybody have shit.
But when Brandy do something, we love because Brandy, she loves the vocal stacking and stuff. She's going to sing like Brandy. She's going to sing you something. She's going to sing you something. Yeah.
That's a fact.
But anyway, yeah. So there's that for me, and then on to the movies and shows. Me and J-Rob, we went to the movies last night and we saw the movie Him, starring Marlon Wayans and Tariq Withers. We were so excited for that. J-Rob, so your thoughts, real quick.
The movie was cool. It was cool to me.
I think it was cool too. I think
it was cool.
I think
the acting was great though.
The acting was great. Yeah, when it comes to that movie, the performances were great.
Yes.
The concept was I understand the concept. I think when it comes to it was produced by Jordan Peele, but it was directed by I'm gonna say that man's
Justin something.
Yeah, Justin. I'm gonna say his name. Yeah, so the movie was directed by Justin Tipping, but the producer, but Jordan Peele was one of the producers, the main producers, and it's actually under his production company as well, right. Monkey Paw Productions. When it comes to Jordan Peele, like anything, we know that it's going to be whether the lesson in the movie or whether the concept is simple or complex, right. He's going to have a lot of symbolism in the movie, and this movie had a lot of different symbolism. Like, I feel like when it comes to Jordan Peele, it's very symbolic and it's very interpretive, the movie. So I feel like it was just a lot. It was just a lot of symbolism. Like, it's not going to be a regular movie. It's not going to be easy. You may have to watch the movie more than once to catch certain like sure. Analogies or certain Was that me?
Nah.
Oh, you may have to watch the movie again if you want to catch certain concepts, certain analogies, certain symbolism, certain interpretations, and how you can relate to this and that or whatever. Did you get like a Native American vibe with those like monsters a little bit? Because remember, Marlon was saying, like, football was created because the Native Americans, and they played the white man, but then
I didn't get that vibe though.
Like when it came to some of the costumes of the people the way they look, maybe I don't know. I have to go back and watch it. So I'll say this though, the movie was full of breakthrough performances. Like, I feel like Marlon Wayans is definitely going to get recognized for this movie, and Tariq Withers, he's definitely going to be recognized with this. He's definitely going to be recognized from this movie as well. He has had hell of a year. Tariq Withers has been in 2 blockbuster movies this year. He's a new actor, and this is great for him. He's a great actor. He's attractive. He has a nice body, so he's definitely he definitely has a lot of different roles that can come across his table. He can definitely play a lot of different. He's very flexible when it comes to that. So I can't wait to see him in other stuff. This movie was well. This movie was well executed. It was a well acted movie. The story was well. It was a well played movie. I don't think I need to watch it again. if I think, you know, when it comes to different concepts and stuff, if I'm curious about different concepts, I'll watch it for like the, you know, to see what this means and what that means. Right. But I don't need to watch it again. I'll say that. It's not a bad movie. I'll give it like a 7. Yeah. It's just very, I think it's just very interpretive. I think a lot of elements are very interpretive. I keep saying those words. It's very interpretive, very symbolic. You know, I made an Illuminati joke to J-Rob in the movie theater. You know, it's like one of those like initiation things, and you know they injured. You know, he was in like we groomed you to get to this spot. You know, or what are you willing to sacrifice for this? Everything. Like Marlon was telling him, like, you know, like don't feel bad for hurting someone's feelings. Like this is some life or death shit. Like, you know, the way they, I don't want to spoil it for nobody, but you know, certain scenes were like, you know, the guy almost fucking died. You know, it was that intense. Like he's risking a brain injury to be here. You know, it was a whole big thing with that. Like the agent was one of the ones that chose him, and you know, all these very, you know, like that. But I don't think I would need. I don't think that this would have like the same, for me personally. It's a good movie. It's well acted. It's a well produced movie. Mm-hmm. But for me, when it comes to like replay value, I wouldn't put it in the same box as Get Out. Like Get Out has a lot of replay value.
Yeah, I wanted to see that again when I left the theater.
Oh, you did? The movie Get Out?
Yeah, again. Like it was good. It was that good. Like it was good. I was like,
when you saw Get Out, you wanted to see it again and again. Yeah.
Like, that's when it was like,
like with Sinners. Like with Sinners, people keep watching Sinners, and like the replay value on Sinners is like
crazy.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't feel this. I felt this the same way I feel about Him, the movie Him, is the same way I felt about Nope. Like I you know, with Nope, I feel like I don't need to see it again. I forgot about that. Yeah, but it's very like, you know, he's, you know, Jordan Peele, he's very experimental on stuff. Right. Like again, he's very interpretive. He's very symbolic. It's very, you know, this is how I want it. This is a symbol for this, and I want to do it this way. You know, I just yeah. I think Us. I don't replay Us personally, but I know people that watch Us a lot. The movie Us.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool too. Yeah, but with Get Out, I can watch Get Out all the time, any day. Yeah. But with Him, like whenever it comes on HBO Max or whatever, like I'll like play it, you know, have it on and whatever.
Right.
But I don't think I need to go see it again. I don't need to watch it again.
No.
But I do love the performances. The acting was amazing. I love Julia Fox. She's so cunt to me. Ooh, I don't think I think that white women don't like the word cunt. I'm not sure.
No, they don't.
They don't. Okay, but you know, in the community, in our community, yeah. But I love Julia Fox. I love her a lot. So I enjoyed watching her on the screen. Yeah, the movie. I gave the movie a 7. What you think?
7.5.
7.5 for you? I'll give it a 7. I give it a 7. Anywho, and then Reasonable Doubt, the show Reasonable Doubt on Hulu, that came back out. There's 2 new episodes that are out right now. I love this show so much. Right now, it's about like a child star. This child star who is like got arrested for murder of this like his stylist girlfriend, I guess, or she's a stylist, I think. Yeah, so. There's a whole big thing with that, so they have to solve like a whodunit type of thing with that. That's cool. I love this show because every season can be a new thing that Jax has to solve, and then she has her own like marital issues and all. So I love this show. Morris Chestnut is an amazing actor. Right now they have Joseph Sikora. Oof. Tommy from Power. Hold on. Let me see. There's Tommy from Power on here, y'all. Let me see. I know, but I have to be respectful.
Yes, always be respectful.
The actor is Joseph Sikora. Okay. He's best known for his role as Tommy in Power. I always felt like he was a good actor, a great actor, by the way. I feel like he's a great actor, but I just never really saw him in other types of roles that were different from Tommy until now. Right now, he's on the other side of the law, where he's like the lawyer, and he's like, you know, it's only been 2 episodes, but he is sitting in his white privilege, and you know, there was one moment where there's one moment where he's out to eat with Jax, trying to get to know Jax because he's a new guy in the firm. Right. And, Jax doesn't really trust him right away, but then he shows Jax a picture of his family. And of course, he's married to a black woman. He has mixed kids. So like that was his way of trying to get cool with Jax. But he's willing to do, from what I see right now, he's willing to do whatever he needs to take to get to where he wants. Mm-hmm. So I think that role is definitely opposite from like a Tommy role that he has played. I've seen him in other like smaller roles before, like after Tommy, but I feel like it wasn't that far away from his role from Tommy until it was this role right here that he's in on Reasonable Doubt. So I'm enjoying watching him as well. Can't wait to see how that season goes. Yeah, and then also the Summer I Turned Pretty, the season finale was the other day, and I'm so happy, Team Conrad, guys. And then also it was revealed that the Summer I Turned Pretty is going to be a movie, so we're getting fed some more. So I can't wait for that to come out. And those are my TV and movies. Anything for you, J-Rob?
Nope.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks again for listening to Heard the Podcast. I'm your host, Danny, and Heard the Podcast is available on all podcast streaming platforms: iHeart, Google, Apple, Spotify, everywhere. HER'_D, the podcast. We're on YouTube, HER'_D, the podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. We're on TikTok at HeardPod, HERDPOD. Make sure you guys follow. I post clips all the time on there and all those good things. Thank you again for listening to Heard the Podcast. I'm your host, Danny, again. And who's this? Producer? My producer? What's my producer's name? Hello? My producer?
Per usual.
J-Rob. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Bye. Cut off the camera. Cut the camera off, J-Rob.
Per usual. That's a name. Per usual.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I'm going to change my name. Per usual.
It's not unusual. Okay. I see you thinking around with anyone.
All right, Darlton.
It's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die.
Oh Lord, cut that up, Darlton. What? Yeah.
Cut it off. Darlton is crazy. Turn it off. Turn it up. Okay.